10.
Oh, $10?
Yeah.
I'll take one.
So, and it's 10% off, right? Or $10 off?
Well, it was $12.95 or something like that.
I'll take one.
Well, you take 5? I don't know. Reid, what are you selling, like the threads from your sweater, or the cotton from your... Can I buy something? Is this an auction?
Oh, you got...
Can I? $2.
If you pay him enough, he will take it off and give it to you.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I up it to $3. Okay. Just so you can up it. You know.
3 1/4.
Well, what we really want to do...
$50.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
It's yours.
And I will do that. I will do.
We'll get it over.
Last year, I was in touch with Lauren Carley. I don't know if you remember Laurie Carley. She was a wonderful opera singer, and I've forgotten what year she was there. Later, her father ran for governor, and but she had hadn't been in touch with her for years, and I got this nice letter from her. Said, "Reid, I have to confess something to you. I took something from the costume room." Wow. That was a long time ago. And she said, "I have to atone for that." And she said, "Do you want the money for it or do you want it back?" And I said, and it was a scarf. And it was a little silk scarf. I said, "Why don't you just send it back?" So she sent it back, and she sent her CD of her singing because she's been a performer out of the West Coast. So I sent it. So I wrote her back and sent her a letter and thanked her for atoning for her sins, and and sent a CD of the book and the scarf back. But in the meantime, she said, "Wouldn't it be wonderful if we would have people just share their stories about Valley Studio?" So that gave me the idea of, well, yeah, we just put a little book together. So how these things happen, in particular with folks like us.
Wait a minute. What does that mean? Sorry.
Like us, well, you interpret that however you mean. then Karen says, "Oh, why don't we go one step better?" Says, "My hubby, Paulie, does this wonderful computer internet website
design.
And he would, I can't really commit him to doing this, but the idea would be..."
And I asked Paulie if he could do it when we were at dinner with Reid and his lovely lady Barbara.
No pressure.
Right? It's like,
And I guess you hadn't asked him before, but she had already broached the idea, and I thought, well, that sounds like a great idea, because I know nothing about computers. I do write on them, but when something happens, I was born too early for this. So at any rate, I thought, well, that's a great idea. So they picked up, and they've been doing a marvelous job in keeping me kind of on track sometimes, and then pulling together addresses, my addresses, their addresses, your addresses. So I see this as a great way for us to keep in mind, other than just my usual, my annual trip to the city. But to me, it's more than just us keeping in touch. I mean, I've had, reunions with high school kids, through my high school and college and so forth. But this to me is much more than that. And not just because it's Valley Studio, because there's so many different strands that run in and out with all of us. And all of us still doing something sometimes, and it may be that something that one of us is doing that someone else might, oh, well now, maybe I could connect with that and so forth. So the ongoing creative urges and activities of all of us. And the people who have begun to respond have been very positive in the whole idea. And it will be very helpful if you will put us in touch with people whom we don't have on our mailing list. And the way I look at this is really quite interesting. We all have our stories. From here to yon, I'm from a hillbilly from the mountains, and someone is from New York City, And somehow or other, we converged at this moment and this place. And then we went our separate ways. But there's something about the magic of that time that we had together. And I think for me, it will continue to energize whatever it is I'm doing now. I'm not doing much performing, but I'm doing a lot of writing. And it's always inspirational to me to know what someone else is doing. And particularly if we've had some shared experiences in the past. So that's where I see this. But Paul and Karen may be able to be a little bit more specific about what this does.
Well, I'll be very happy to write up all my experiences at Valley Studio.
And I'll be glad to read them. 10 words or less. Well, I was never there. That's a 5 words.